Yo, how's it going? Kind of a little bit of a different speaking over the crowd type of video today. Certain people have encountered things that they want to put a stop to it, but they can't really do that because of the situation, right? Horrific evil totally should be dealt with, and kind of difficult to navigate. But there is a movie called Open Range. It is one of my favorite movies. And when I got my leg broke off, they brought me a TV and a few movies and a DVD player. And I played that movie, and it just kept. It was about the only thing I could watch. It had no any other type of entertainment. So I watched Open Range with Kevin Costner a lot. And anyway, in that movie, you'll see a part where, their friend gets murdered and all kinds of stuff. But they go to town, and they pretty well ain't going to put up with it, right? And so they're going through there. And, sorry about that. I'm in Houston today. It's a little bit, it's Houston. Anyways, in the movie, there's a showdown at the end there, and they go to town, right, and, they're persecuted. They end up helping this guy's dog or whatever, so they go in there, and then the bartender won't deal with them or whatever because he's scared of the local establishment guy. We'll just say that. The local establishment guy that assumed authority and tricked the rest of the people into submission. Okay, well, these old boys ain't going to put up with it because they killed their friend. Horrific evil. Okay? So, they find refuge near a barn, and the barkeep guy, they have the shootout and all kinds of stuff. And at one point, one of the bad guys is down, and this other dude, he's going to finish him off. And, there's already been all kind of gunfire, right? And he's reloading his gun. He's going to kill this old boy. And this dude, his associate, steps up and stops him. He's like, no, don't do that. And then the other guy steps up. He's like, yeah, man. Yeah. And then the guy with the gun's like, hey, we said we was going to kill him. He said, yeah, kill him, but not murder him. And the guy's like, step aside. And he just draws down on his buddies. And that's when the other guy steps up. He says, hey, pard, let's not make this into something bad. And he's like, you're kind of splitting hairs in between murder and killing, ain't you? Well, there's a giant difference. Okay? And then the guy looks at him and he says, I'm not going to be looking over my shoulder the rest of my life. He's like, I'm going to kill you now because I don't want you coming back looking for me. And the dude on the ground, he's like, I ain't going to come looking for you, man. He's scared. And then Kevin Costner looks at him. He says, yeah, I figure you probably won't. And in that moment, he knew the threat was neutralized. So in that moment, if he took that man's life, that would be murder. Because there was no intent for the guy to come back to do horrific evil. Okay? And there's some specific folks I'm talking to right now. I'm talking over the crowd. But this is also a lesson for all of us to understand. Okay? When you read in the Bible, there was a lot of different things. And if you committed certain sin, the punishment was death. That is killing. Thou shalt not murder. There's all kinds of reasons to kill somebody, okay? And it's kind of like, it's the family dog, but it got rabies. You know what I mean? Or the dog just bit one of the kids. You have to put the dog down. And that's not murdering the dog. Did you kill him? Yeah. Is he dead? Yeah. Is it sad? Is it a difficult situation? Sure. I'll concede all obvious to the situation. However, if you know that dog bites little kids and you don't put the dog down, if that kid is bit and you did not stop it, that's on you, bud. That's on you. And if the culture and the laws of man at a particular time in history is different than the law of God, you got to go with the law of God. And, we all mess that up, like, do we get the haircut right? Do we get the calendar right? These are real superficial things that matter, and they have weight. But these heavy topics are heavy. And when you don't follow the rules, you don't follow the law, you don't execute God's plan to execute for the greater good, and you're called to do that, you will have a certain unrest, and you got to accomplish the goals. You know what I mean? So, like, you don't want to be, in some kind of situation because you put this rabid dog down and Karen don't understand. You're like, oh, he killed a dog and blah, 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 and buried him, and there he is. You know what I mean? So Karen doesn't have to know. Okay? So, I've had a biting dog before that was out of control, and I wasn't at home, and it kept biting people, and yeah. So he jumped out of the truck. I mean, I went in the store and came back out, and he was just gone. And that's what happens. And it's terrible. It's sad. You know what I mean? And that's life. You know what I mean? But you cannot allow certain things to happen. You cannot allow certain things to happen. Now, go do what you got to do. And do it in the appropriate manner. Uphold and be blameless in your walk. You know what I mean? Maybe you need to kill sugar. Maybe you need to grind your own wheat to make your own bread so your bread isn't killing you. Maybe you should filter the plastic out of your water. All that seems reasonable. Maybe you should boil your water to kill the pathogens. Maybe you should do all these things with your young children so that your young children don't eat poison bread or have pathogens enter their, body. I'm not going to scoop water out of a pond, mix up some formula, and give it to the kid because the parasites should not be in the children. It is harmful. So I must kill the parasite. And if all Karen knows is there's clean water now, that's how you bring peace. That is a peaceful thing. And it's real crazy with these cars and stuff, like those Teslas and all that they drive themselves. The most dangerous thing a person does is just driving down the road. I mean, yeah, like most people are trying to not die, but I'm right here, I'm driving. I got one HOV lane, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9 lanes. There's an on-ramp. There's 3 to the side. I mean, it's a miracle more people don't wreck a car. I mean, I've even seen stuff where, it's very well documented that some people in important places, that their car just runs away with them. And they get all, dealt with. And these things are not hard to figure out. You know what I mean? These things are very much not hard to figure out. You know what I mean? And you want to have a purity. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, you have to separate your collection water before you boil it, right? So you're collecting, and you're going to boil it or whatever. So after you pour it in there to boil, if you got like a cheesecloth or something over the top of it while you're obtaining from the pond, now you got it, and then you pour it in and boil it. You can't then put it back in the dirty collection jar. You can't put it back in there. But once it's over here, it's safe for use because it's been cleansed by the fire. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't have pathogens anymore. And there's ways that you can test to see if the pathogens are there or not. Okay? It's real basic. It's real basic. Water purification. I don't trust the tablets because that is also chemicals. You know what I mean? So, there's a difference between poisonous water with tablets and boiled water where the pathogens have been eliminated due to the fire. It's more holy. It's kind of set apart at that point. You might even catch the steam off of it. And, you know, you can breathe in steam, which is, you know, something greatly overlooked in modern medicine. There is aromatherapies with oils and stuff like that. So, you know, I mean, you can have this holy water that's prayed over with frankincense. All right, Raquel, go get them.